Welcome to Barns and Farms with a side of cornbread. This is Shane Hollifield. If it lives on a farm, sleeps in a barn, or loves Southern food, then we're going to talk about it. Welcome, y'all, to our new podcast, and we have the first series, and it's called Barns and Farms with a side of cornbread. How fitting that we're having it at Jade Arabians, the new home in Horseshoe, North Carolina. We're talking to Manny Lawrence, who is the owner and breeder, and he is a lover of Southern food, I have found out recently. So, Manny, tell us a little bit about how you started Jade Arabians.
It's kind of a fairy tale story. I had a friend and competitor of mine in the produce business that was involved with Arabian horses. They were going to a horse's birthday party.
Nice.
Who in the hell goes to a horse's birthday party?
Right.
Well, this particular horse turned out to be probably to this day the most famous Arabian stallion ever, a horse named Khemosabi. When I arrived in Santa Ynez, I was shocked to see that there were in excess of 3,000 people here at this horse's birthday party.
Wow.
He proceeded to prance around the arena, acknowledging everyone that was there. And eventually he came up to the spot where I was standing, and he couldn't have been more than 2 feet from me. And at the time, I could have sworn this horse was going to say something. The look in his eye was like, "You're new." And I was. He was the most charismatic creature, including human beings, I'd ever met.
Wow. He was talking to your soul.
And that's how it all started.
That's great.
Khemosabi started it all, and it's been a lot of fun for 35 years.
I'm glad that we met too. Like I'm excited to have you as my first podcast guest, and I've heard a lot about Jake, who is by far like your favorite horse. So I need to hear a little bit about that, and we can tell everybody about how special Jake was.
I have never missed a foaling of any of the babies I've ever had, and there's been in excess of, 150 or so. Jake was the only one I missed. We had a young gal working for us at the time that knew a little bit about horses, but never been around one that was getting ready to have a baby. And no sooner than I get on the ground, the phone rings. "Oh my God," she says, "only one is acting really crazy. She just looks very uncomfortable." And the next thing I hear, this is a little off color.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
This gal screams at me, "Oh my God, there's water coming out her ass." "Calm down, everything will be okay. You just look and see. If you see 2 feet overlapping each other and you see a nose, then just get out of the way and let it happen. If it's something other than that, we need to call a vet." She says, No, I see there are 2 little feet there in the nose." And I said, "Fine, just let her have it." He was my first chestnut baby.
I love chestnut, yeah.
And the chestnuts, when they're born, their eyes are all kind of reddish and just don't look right. With Jake, it was just fell in love with him. He was a character. He was just pretty rambunctious. Turned out that he was, as far as horses go, my best friend. Very talented, very charismatic. I'm pretty sure to this day, in the last 25 years or so, he's the only horse during that period that has been a national champion both in halter and in performance, Western Pleasure.
He was a special boy.
He knew his job. He knew what he was supposed to do. He even won a national championship with a 13-year-old little girl riding him. His other big credential, he was reserve national champion futurity colt. And this horse had a heart just incredible. He just do anything you ask him to do. He was the king of the ranch, and he just as calm as could be. Ride him up to a small presentation arena with a couple of hundred people around. And as soon as we took the saddle off, all of a sudden he became his other personality, which was to blow up and snort and blow and let everybody know I'm here.
He knew his job well,
yes,
like
he
you
knew
said.
his job.
I love how you light up when we talk about Jake. That's why we couldn't
He
have this
just
without
was an
talking about
incredible
him.
horse. Just every time I watched that horse show, it gave me goosebumps. I've never seen a prettier Western horse, ever.
So you have moved Jade Creek across the United States. Tell us some of the reasons that you decided to make the move besides the heat.
When I got here, one of the big things was climate and finding a place that we could take all the older brood mares and retired show horses where they could live the rest of their days grazing green grass instead of brown dirt. The people here are the most gracious, friendly, helpful people I've ever met. They're just solid. I mean, we landed in a place where we have neighbors here that are just standing at your doorstep wanting to help or
bringing you food. Yeah.
So far we've been here in Horseshoe 14 months, 15 months, and we went through the summer, and sure, there's a couple days it gets a little hot, but weather-wise, pretty nice. Yep. And lots of green grass for all my kids.
Good.
So, incredible.
That's good. That's what we like to hear.
Yep. And we like that southern food too.
That's good. That's good. I know you like that tomato pie.
Oh, that great tomato pie that Jade makes. Yeah.
Today, I brought you some chili, some chicken chili with a side of cornbread because, we have to have a side of cornbread for this podcast. But the last thing I want to ask you about is the power of 13. This is one of the most interesting things that I've learned about you in the last 14 months that I've known you. Ordinarily, the number 13 is associated with bad luck. Then you have those people on the other end of the spectrum who believe it can be seen as a sign of faith. Let's hear how this number plays a part in Manny's life.
Well, I'm a little bit superstitious to some degree, but 13 has always been a lucky number for me. I've lived in many places that the address added up to 13. I'd say more often than not, if I stay in a hotel, the room number adds up to 13. It's not stuff that I request, it just happens.
Meant to be.
In transactions for me, buy a car, buy a house,
buy a horse,
sell a horse, the number always has to add up to 13 or it's a no-go.
I'm aware of that.
It's just always been a lucky number, and I guess for most people it's a bad number, but it's been good for me.
That's good. I like that. It's a little interesting fact about you, and
yeah,
a lot
I
of
wanted to try to change the address here to add up to 13, but it didn't quite work. So
yeah, well, those 911 addressing people, they just they don't like to cooperate. They think it's superstitious, but well, I appreciate you letting us come out and do our first podcast here, and your beautiful new barn with these surrounded by these Arabians and the beautiful Lori.
Yeah.
That concludes our first episode of Barns and Farms with a side of cornbread here in lovely Horseshoe, North Carolina. So happy and blessed for this beautiful day, and God bless you all. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.